know what it was when I was a little boy too. You see, my parents, my parents used to put me in a pram with no brakes, and we lived on a hill. Yeah, I remember one time they carried me, they took me to the zoo, to the Coney Island. I went in Coney Island, and after a little while, I look around, I can't see my parents, I get lost. So I start to walk all over the place crying. A policeman picked me up and said, young fella, what happened? I can't find my parents. So he hold my hand and he start walking with me, but after half an hour, I said, officer, you think they can find my parents? He said, I don't know, no boy, there's so many places they could hide. Yeah. I remember one time they carried me to the beach, and my father paid a lifeguard $5 to keep an eye off for me. Yeah. But it was rough, you know, it was rough. And look, you see, the neighborhood I was in, I have plenty friends here. We used to play hide and seek and nobody would look for me. But I used to enjoy it. I used to really enjoy it. I remember one time when I grew up and become a big man, my first date was a blind date. And I remember standing on the corner, green corner, waiting on this chick boy. You should see me pacing the floors, the corner. So all of a sudden I see this pretty, good-looking, shapely, gorgeous, fantastic woman coming. She looked like my brother. I said, excuse me, are you Louise? She watched me from head to foot. She said, are you Bill? I said, yes. She said, I'm not Louise. No, you have to prepare yourself. Look, I get drunk one time. My children ought to stay up late until I come home. And I come home late and I'm drunk. So I sneak in, take off my shoes and I sneak in. But the little boy see me and they tell his mother, Mommy, you see how daddy coming in drunk? She says, Sonny, you must never say daddy drunk, say daddy tight. He said, all right. Next morning I hear him asking, Mommy, cat does drink rum? She said, no. He said, how I hear daddy telling you last night the cat tight? Oh, man. Them little boys are something else. I went in a school. Chokdas invited me to come to his school and talk to the kids. So I went there and I was talking. I said, well, you know, the school I was in, all the children was bright, bright, bright. So I want to see how bright you fellas are. I said, tell me, if I wake up 8 o'clock one morning, I have a shave, shower, and a shampoo, a musical breakfast, ham and eggs, 2 rolls and a turnover. I put on my blue suit with no tie, leave the car home, and I get to work in time for 9 o'clock. How old am I? All them kids start to laugh at me. I say, well, a little fella jump up, he said, I know, sir, I know. I say, how old am I? He said, sir, you're 44. I said, that's a very good guess, and you're correct. You know, how did you guess? He said, I ain't guessing, sir. I know he is 44. I said, well, how do you know? He said, my brother is 22, and he's only half an idiot. I said, all right. Okay. Now you know Calypso. Calypso is very much like poetry, and poetry are lines that rhyme, unlike prose. Prose are lines that do not rhyme. You see, poetry is like Jack and Jill went up the hill to get a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his gun, and Jill came tumbling after. That's a poetry. You see, prose is like, I woke up this morning, it was bright and early, and I went for a walk around the savannah. I met 2 friends, I sat and I talked, and then I went back home and sleep. That is prose. Any one of you kids out there would like to give me an example of either prose or poetry? poetry. One little fella jump up and say, me sir, me. I can give you an example of both of them in one. I said, go ahead. He said, Mary had a little lamb it uses to grunt. One day the lamb went up Mary leg and it bites you and she want prose or poetry. You know, I watch them kids, they go outside for recess and a whole bunch of them out in the yard arguing. But let me tell you now, you know the Trottman that's come by we. Next one says, so what? Sparrow that's come by we. I say, And next one jump up and say, the Prime Minister that's come by me though. And next one jump up and say, the President that's come by we. But one little man say, shucks. God does come by me. Everybody jump on him. So, boy, you could lie, eh? Well, you could lie so you can't even see him. How you know God does come by you? Say, up to last night, I hear my mother telling my father, oh God, you come already? and then they argue. One little fella and the next little boy arguing and say, my father better than your father do. And the next one say, no way. And the next one say, and my brother better than your brother do. And the next one say, no way. And the next one say, and my mother better than your mother do. And the next one say, I think you're right, you know, I hear my father saying the same thing. And then the boys say something else. School over, and it's late. They didn't realize the time, and you know, the Chalkers teaching is right by the cemetery, and they had to pass through the cemetery to go home. And he told them, late going home to the cemetery. If you see them, they're frightened, boy, you want to tell them, you frightened? And that one said, no, I'm not frightened. He said, but you look like you're frightened. He said, I'm not frightened. He said, you frightened, boy, I tell you, I'm not frightened. He said, you frightened, I'm not frightened. But I want to number two. I can say, me too. Let me do it here. And they stood down by a tombstone, back to back. Along the pants and the number two. They had the back to back so they could see whichever way the zombie coming from. And after about 5 minutes, one fella said, boy, you're frightened. And he tell you, I'm not frightened, sir. Telling you you're frightened, sir. I'm not frightened. He said, well, if you ain't frightened, how come you're wiping my bottom?